led to an incredibly deep idea that allowed Black to end up winning the game in like amazing fashion. The move that was played is, sorry, give me one moment here. Bring the game in. I'm doing this from my opening preparation file, and there's a lot of different sidelines, so I found the game on WeChess. Okay, I lied. The move that was played here was actually a normal move, bishop g4 check, just attacking the king. And then after king to c1. This is the move that was objectively not that great, but led to some amazing final idea in the game. The move is pawn to b3, which, if I had this position, I don't know if I would play this move because it just allows the knight to develop. A5, I think, is the engine's top choice, where you keep the queen side a bit more stable and you don't really overextend. But one of the benefits with pawn to b3 is it clamps down in such a way on this side of the board where the king is going to have a hard time moving up to free the rook on a1. And I'm going to spoil things a little bit, but we're going to see this rook on a1 essentially in jail for the rest of the game. Now I want to zoom through the next few moves. There are some improving moves, like kicks the bishop, goes back, and rooks were offered as a trade, pawn f4 was played. And I want to get to the critical moment coming up after the trade of rooks. White plays the move pawn to c7, and incredibly, white is seemingly in very good shape here because the pawn is one square away from queening. And I talked to Ray. Ray Rosen's a good friend of mine, and I believe he said that he didn't realize he was actually potentially in trouble here because after, let's say, rook to c8, then knight e5 is coming and bishop e7 is coming next. And yeah, there's some issues with the c7 pawn guarded and white having good control, so king d2 coming. So what happened in the game was Black allowed white to queen, and white did eventually queen, takes, and white is up a whole piece in this position. Black just has rook and knight left, queens are off the board. When I first analyzed this game many years ago, the engine said that white is much better. Its engines several years ago, they were a bit more materialistic and just saw that white's up a piece for just a pawn. And I think maybe Stockfish like 6 would say white's doing really well. Engines today say this position is equal. Maybe it get a small edge for one side. But this position is nearly completely lost for white because of the long-term idea of black exploiting that white is completely stuck with the king and the rook. And yeah, even though white's on material, the rook can never enter the game, the king can never enter the game, and black had all the fun for the rest of the game. I'm going to zoom through, but essentially black had all the time in the world to walk the king to the first rank and checkmate white. And white was completely defenseless.